Good morning. It is Friday, July 23rd. I'm in Northeast Tennessee, about 5 minutes or so from Dale Hollow Lake. We are starting our BARNDO project today. I'm on my slab, which was finished about a week ago. This is a 40 by 48 with a mezzanine. It's got a 14-foot eave on it. They just poured my porch. This is an exposed aggregate 8 by 24 front porch. Across the back of this house is a 12 by 48 deck, which will be built. Both are covered. I'm doing this video just as documentation for myself. I'll do the entire project. I'm a member, or I like a page on Facebook called BARNDOs for under 150K. I see a lot of information on that page, a lot of good information, some conflicting education or information in my mind. So I'm going to build this. This is my second BARNDO. The first one I did was a all wood structure. This one, we started this process just at the beginning of COVID last year. And saw prices going up. We decided to price steel buildings. We opted to go with the steel structure. Number one, the prices were a little bit lower, well, significantly lower than the wood at the time. And wood has just continued to go up, which is now on the decline. I think we're looking at the new normal on higher wood prices, though. So number one was price. Number two was the humidity and termite issues in Tennessee. So this building will be all steel. It'll be steel framing, metal studs. This process is new to me. So hopefully through this, I can learn some things. What I really want to show is that the average guy can put these buildings up. It doesn't take a contractor. No offense to any contractors out there. You guys are great. You certainly can service your clients better than some DIYer. I'm a little more than a DIYer. I've been in the trade since '85. So I do have some knowledge, but what I mostly have is a mechanical inclination. And I think people out there with a mechanical inclination can do a lot of this work by themselves. Most of us, if we're thinking about building a BARNDO, we can read a tape measure, we can read a level, and we can read a book. So that's a really pretty good foundation for any kind of DIY or building project. I'm not saying this isn't hard. I'm not saying it's not difficult. But my point is that it can be done by the average guy. Every day on Facebook, I see, is there a builder here? Is there a builder there? I see a lot of questions. What about this? What about that? I specifically see questions about cost. I'm going to be very open about my cost on this project. I don't think I'm going to get it done. Well, my budget says I can't get it done for 150, but we're going to push and we're going to tighten our belt up a little bit, and we're going to see what we can get this done for. Currently, I have 90,000 in my property. We're sitting on 30 acres. We've got a little rolling moraine. We've got some pasture because we keep horses, and we've got some woods. We've got some front pasture over there. Our back pasture will be this. This was overgrown when we got here. This will be some back pasture in a backyard. We'll end up with about 8 or 10 acres of pasture, and the rest is woods. The first thing I did when I got here January 9th is I built a cabin, which is sort of like a mini BARNDO. It's a 16 by 24, just for my wife and my daughter, 18, and myself to live in while we built this project. I built over there, I built a 38-48 barn, monitor style barn for the horses. This shed that you see over there, that'll end up being my shop. I'm gonna just rehab that structure. It's a good structure. But right now, we're taking off on our BARNDO. So I've got 90,000 in the property. Cost me $0 to get my power pulled, and we ran a new power line about a quarter mile up to our cabin site. Quarter mile strong, 1/8 of a mile up to the cabin site. That cost me nothing. It cost me $12 a month through VC Corporation. As long as I use $12 a month worth of power, it doesn't cost me anything out of pocket. I also had a new run that came in from the street. We're on a corner from the street. It's 280 feet up to my temporary panel right there. We did that ourselves. Again, VEC charged me nothing for that. They'll give you 400 feet free. Your first 400 feet is free. I went 280. That trench had to be dug per their requirement at 39 inches, which I rented a Mini X. It cost me $285 for a day. I rented the Mini X and built the panel. I've got just a 100 amp panel over there per code, and a couple of GFI outlets, a couple of breakers. The pad, they're all engineered a little bit differently in my experience. My pad in Colorado, I had to have pylons under every post that went 4 feet deep. They were 36 inches in diameter with the requisite rebar. I did have a contractor do that. I had a contractor do this one. One thing I do not do is concrete. I think that finishing concrete is an art, and it's an art I don't possess. In this particular case, I've got 12 pylons underneath this foundation. I've got 13 inches exposed. I've got a 4-inch slab over crushed stone. Underground plumbing is in. Oh, sorry. Let's go back to the slab. The slab in Tennessee cost me $14K. The exposed aggregate front porch cost me another $1,500. So I'm just under the 20,000 mark, not including the property. Underground plumbing is in. Radiant floor heat is in. We've gone with radiant floor heat on both of our systems. My radiant floor system for this particular building cost me $4,800. I'll install it myself, which the last one I did, which was similar to this, a little bit smaller but similar, took me 4 hours. So if you guys out there that are getting radiant floor heat estimates at $18,000, $21,000, that's what mine were. I bought this system, as I did the first one, from Radiant Floor Company in Vermont. It's a pretty much ready to go unit. If you've got some plumbing knowledge, if you can learn, or you have done some soldering or some copper work in the past, you can put that system in. I promise you can put that system in. $18,000 from a contractor for radiant floor heat, in my opinion, no offense to the plumbers out there, is ridiculous. It's crazy. Don't do it. So we're going to take off on this structure. Again, it's a 40 by 48. It's got a mezzanine on the far end, which is 40 by 24. We're going to take off on this project today. We're going to drill our bolt patterns to stand our steel. This is what I'm working off of today. I've got sort of a little table set up here. I like to use foam on the top of my tables. I can just pin stuff to it and unpin it. I keep my plans. I've got an old Amazon envelope there. It's waterproof. So I keep all my plans in there. We're going to take off on this project today. Today I have my closest friend. He came in from Colorado, Richard, to help me stand some of the steel. But other than that, my wife and I will do the rest of this project by ourselves. I expect it to take me, I'll be under roof in 6 weeks, if not a shorter period of time, and we'll take off from there. So keep looking for these videos. They will be on my YouTube page. I'll post them to Facebook. I just made that page. It's called a Tired Old Guy Building Stuff. So look me up. I hope you get some information out of this. If anybody sees something they think I'm doing wrong or can do differently or more efficiently, go ahead and let me know.